This is Raksa with your B2B Cambodia Market update for June 20, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index were down by 0.4 points or 0.1%, closing at 410.6 points. The total trade volume was up with 74,806 shares changed in hand at a total value of 478.5 million real or over 119,000 US dollars. On the main board, 3 stocks were up. Leading the market today was the Phnom Penh Autonomous Port, which increased by 0.59% or 80 real to 13,680 real per share. This was followed by MJQ Education, which was up 0.50% or 10 real to 2,030 real per share. And Akleda Bank, which was also up by 20 real to 6,940 real per share. On the downside, Grantwins International was the biggest loser of the day, dropping 0.93% or 80 real to 8,560 real per share. This was followed by the Pacific Cambodia, which fell 0.74% or 20 real to 2,070 real per share. Additionally, CamGSM was down by 10 real. Meanwhile, the 3 remaining stocks stayed flat. Over the growth board, DBD Engineering was up by 0.98% or 20 real to 2,060 real per share, while the JS Land dropped 1.06% or 30 real to 2,800 real per share. Akleda Bank recorded the highest trade volume of the day with 27,879 shares changed in hand at a total value of 192.8 million real or over 47,900 US dollars, approximately 37% of the Friday's trade volume. Grantwins International recorded the second highest trade volume of the day with 18,612 shares changed in hand at a total value of 158 million real or over 39,500 US dollars. This is about 24.8% of June 20 trade volume. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real was weakened to 4,008 real per US dollars, while the US dollars index was slightly down to 98.58. Looking at the global commodities, oil price fell on Friday but remained on course for a third consecutive weekly rise after the White House delayed the decision on the US involvement in the Israel-Iran conflict. Brent crude futures fell 1.57 US dollars or around 2% to 77.28 US dollars a barrel. They were still set to gain nearly 4% on the week. The US West Texas Intermediate crude for July, which did not settle on Thursday as it was a US holiday and expired on Friday, was up 52 cents or 0.7% to 75.66 US dollars. Gold prices fell on Friday and were poised for their worst weekly performance in more than a month after the Federal Reserve tempered expectations for the rate cut and on the temporary easing of concern about the imminent US attack on Iran. Spot gold slipped 0.6% to 3,350.66 US dollars an ounce and was down 2.4%. For the week so far, US gold futures shelled 1.2% to 3,366.30 US dollars. The US stock futures were lower ahead of Friday's session, with investors monitoring conflict in the Middle East between Iran and Israel and potential direct US involvement. At the time of Cambodia's market closing, the future tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 70 points or 0.15%. Nasdaq 100 futures ticked down 0.09%, while the S&P 500 futures fell 0.11%. Regular trading was closed in the US on Thursday for the Juneteenth holiday. This was Raksa with your B2B Cambodia Market update for June 20.